ready to go, you can go ahead and hit it.
How many plastic bags do you use every day? How many did you use this week, this month, or this year? I want you to look at this picture by Travis Wagner from University of Southern Maine. It shows the number of plastic bags used annually per resident, comparing USA and Denmark. You can see that there is 364 plastic bags used per one person in 1 year for one American, while only 4 in Denmark. There is a problem. The problem we need to face, the plastic pollution. Today we will be talking about plastic and the plastic pollution and how harmful is it for our planet, and the most important thing, how we can stop it. We all use plastic every day and we contribute to plastic production, and we all have probably seen pictures of plastic pollution in the world. But we are ones who can help to stop it. Firstly, we need to ask the question, what is plastic? Clara Lagarde from organization Coastal Care, in her article When the Mermaids Cry, The Great Plastic Diet, says, plastic is versatile, lightweight, flexible, moisture resistant, strong, and relatively inexpensive. These are the attractive qualities that lead us around the world to such a voracious appetite and overconsumption of plastic goods. So we can see how or why plastic are so attractive for us and easy to buy, easy to use. But let's now look at some stats. Due to organization Beat Plastic Pollution, half of all plastics are designed to be used only once. Million bottles are purchased every minute in the world. 8 million metric tons of plastic ends up in ocean every year, according to Clara Lagarde, which is equivalent to 5 grocery bags filled with plastic for every foot of coastline. And if this doesn't stop, it's estimated to be twice as much in 2025. According to article Our Planet is Drowning in Plastic Pollution, also by Beat Plastic Pollution organization, if these trends continue, the ocean could contain more plastic than fish by 2050. Knowing these numbers and stats about plastic leads us to a question. How does it affect world and living creatures? Clara Lagarde says, plastic has been and is greatly affecting marine life, animals on and offshore, whether by ingestion or entanglement. So we see that usually they either eat plastic or they get tangled in some fishing lines or other kinds of plastic. Plastic kills more than 100,000 marine mammals annually and millions of birds and fishes, according to the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration. The really sad thing about this is that they are eating plastic thinking it is food, says Matthew Savoca, a marine biologist with the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, and he continues, imagine you ate lunch and then just felt weak and lethargic and hungry all day. And so now we can see how they feel when they eat plastic, and this leads us to our last point, to actually stopping the plastic pollution. How can we help to stop the plastic pollution in the world? I found useful information on the webpage of Organization for Ocean, which really cares about our planet, and they also clean coastline. And in their article, 15 ways to reduce your plastic use, the most important thing is to stop or reduce your usage of single-use plastic. These are the worst because they affect our world, and we use them only once and then they are just thrown away. I will show you 2 examples of plastic, single-use plastic, that we can or we should stop using. Firstly, plastic straws. We use them only once and then we don't use them anymore, and we use them really often. There are more than 500 million plastic straws purchased a day. But instead of that, we could use just reusable ones made of glass, steel, or bamboo. Or we can stop using plastic straws at all, because I think it's not that difficult to drink also without a straw. Other thing are plastic bags. as you saw in example, there is really a lot of plastic bags used per year per one person. There are around 500 billion plastic bags produced annually. And it's just small investment to buy a reusable bag that you can use and you can carry with you instead of buying plastic bag all the time you go shopping. I found this all information on 4Ocean organization. So we see that there is a huge amount of plastic on the planet, full oceans. And if we do not stop it, we will also see full earth of plastic. It does not only harm planet, but also animals and also us who eat them afterwards. Plastic debris is huge. And now we know how we can help to stop it. Today we learned what is plastic, what is the plastic pollution, and how it affects the world, and how can we help to stop it. Do not be ignorant. Take action and reduce your personal usage of plastic. Join us in a fight for the clean planet, healthy animals, and people who can enjoy their lives, knowing that we are trying to make our Earth healthy. Unless you trust in Elon Musk's plan to live on Mars, there is no planet B. It has to start with me and you. Care about our planet, and together we can make it much cleaner.
Thank you very much. Okay, at this time we'll go ahead and open up the floor to questions. If you'd like to go ahead and take care of those, Samuel.
Gideon?
What else can we use other than plastic? If plastic is easy to make and it's cheap and it has so many uses, as you said, like swat resistant.
Yeah. As I mentioned, it's really attractive to use. It's cheap and it's really kind of handy for us. But instead of that, for example, let's say plastic containers. Instead of that, we can use just reusable glass containers where we can put our food. Or instead of plastic silverware, we can use real one, and I have also a normal spoon in my backpack in case someone will offer me a plastic spoon, so I can be ready to not use it. Since I would use it only once, and then it was just thrown away. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Profit?
Is there any way to safely dispose of single-use plastic, without polluting the earth?
Like how much?
Like, is there any way without polluting the earth, not littering or something? Or is this not safe altogether? Like, is there no way you can use it without polluting the earth?
Always when you use plastics, also like reusable ones, it will still end up somewhere in the earth. And due to some researches, I found that I believe it was also Clara Leguerin that said that there are for example, fishing line. It takes 450 years to decompose it in the earth. So it takes always a lot of time, and we cannot just throw it to the space. So I don't know if there's any other way. Chloe?
This goes a little bit along with profits, but so what do you suggest we do then? Because instead of you gave a really good suggestion about how to stop using them, but what about all the plastic that's already polluted the earth and in our landfills and oceans and stuff? What do you suggest then we do with that in order to because if you recycle it, we're still just using plastic.
Yeah.
So how do we get rid of that?
Yeah, it's kind of impossible now to stop using plastic at all, because it's everything is in plastic. But when you cannot stop using it, it's always good to at least recycle it and try to reuse it then afterwards. So yeah, I would say recycling is important for us, but for people that actually clean Earth, they are creating big machines to grab all the plastic from the ocean. So, but we cannot rely only on that if we'll just still use plastic more and more. Faith?
Are there other substances that can affect not just plastic, but is anything else also affect ocean life or just any sort of pollution?
there may be, but I've studied also only plastic products, so I don't know about other things. But I think that the plastic is kind of right now the most important we need to stop.
Okay, so in the medical field, they have to use plastic in order to preserve sanitation and just make sure everything is clean and covered. Do you know if there's any other way to do that or to keep that level of sanitation?
I believe that in many ways there can be like reusable things they can make, but as I said, it would be really difficult to stop using plastics like overall. So in some ways we really need it. But I was mentioning mostly the ways we can stop it and we don't have to use plastic. Ivan?
A common thing that often is asked in this is like, how can I, as 1 out of 7 billion people on this earth, make a difference in this? Because plastic will still be produced, plastic will still be there, even though I stop using it. If I stop using every kind of plastic ever just now. So what's like your tip to, or is there any recommendations you have to like know how to see the difference, or how do I know that I'm making a difference even though I don't see it?
Yeah, that's a good question, and it's like difficult, and it's kind of raised from long distance, and it's like the election. You know, you can say that one vote doesn't matter, but you know it can matter. So like, I cannot change you, I cannot change anybody else. But I can start changing myself and stop using plastic by myself. So, for example, during preparing this speech, I kind of signed up in National Geography webpage, and they have one thing that is called Planet or Plastic, and I committed and I like signed a pledge, and you can choose like plastic things you'll stop using and put number how many of these things per week. So I believe I put like 2 plastic straws a week and 1 plastic like cutlery per week. I will stop using it, and they counted like whole numbers, and they put how much you can save per year. So at least like this small thing can help. So you know, everybody has to start with himself. So.
Okay, let's give him a round of applause. Thank you very much.